Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunup. I'm Lyndall Stout. Wheat harvest is winding down in Oklahoma, and it's definitely been a season of challenges, yet one we can all learn from. To help shed some light on this year's crop, we're joined by our Extension Small Grain Specialist, Jeff Edwards. And Jeff, the big question, are we almost finished with harvest?
We are almost finished. By and large, the state is completely harvested. We have a few pockets in northern Oklahoma that are still too wet to get the crop out. To add to that problem, whenever you have a really thin crop canopy as we did this year because of the drought, it allows a lot of opportunity for weeds to emerge through that canopy. So we have a lot of producers that are probably going to have to use a harvest aid and wait on that to take an effect to be able to get that crop out of the field. A prime example would be Cherokee, Oklahoma. At that location at the Mesonet site during the wheat production year from October until June 1st, we only received slightly over 5 inches of rainfall. From June 1st to June 30th, we received 10 inches. So a lot of moisture there, just too late to help out the wheat crop, and really proved a bit of a hindrance to getting the wheat crop out of the field.
We've talked a lot on Sunup about the challenges and of course the rain we've seen in the last 6 weeks or so. How did that impact the crop overall in the state?
Well, in terms of production, it really came down to moisture this year. I have a student who's working on a project looking at our yield limitations, and he had a field of Iba that was irrigated, plenty of fertility, plenty of management, that made 113 bushels per acre. Plots in the field, same field, non-irrigated, made 51 bushels per acre. So basically you can say that our water limitations this year cost us 62 bushels per acre, and that's how severe the drought was. And most of our farmers would have been happy with the 51. Luckily at that particular site we had a lot of stored soil moisture out there that helped us make that 51 bushel crop.
Now, a big part of what you and your team do are the variety trials. What are the numbers there? What kind of things did you learn this year?
Well, we learned it's hard to grow wheat without any water. Right. The numbers were all over the board. We had a few locations that we weren't able to harvest because of the severe drought, just like our farmers across the state. We had locations that averaged around 20 bushels per acre, and then a few that averaged around 40 bushels per acre. The things that really surprised me, Lahoma and Chickasha, both of those locations averaged 43 bushels per acre, yet they only received about 7 inches of water of rainfall during the season. So we made that yield on stored soil moisture. A few other things that stood out, Iba was one of our varieties that performed very well this year, a little bit later maturing variety, but did well in the drought. And we kind of saw a resurgence of Duster this year. It had been kind of off and been hanging around the middle of the pack the past couple of years, and this year it's back up near the top in the top yield grouping at many of our locations, so we've seen a resurgence of that variety in terms of yield.
What do you think it was about Duster that made it kind of come back on the scene?
Well, Duster is one that produces a lot of tillers, and it's a very resilient variety and has very good yield stability. And it's a variety that you can have drought stress, it can lose some tillers during the winter, and if you get just a little bit of moisture in the spring, it will have another flush of tillers.